This is the world's cheapest 44 megapixel digital camera at under $100. Is it worth it? I'm gonna put it through some rigorous testing and we'll find out. But first, I gave this camera to the ultimate tester, my gadget-loving 12-year-old son, and I asked his initial thoughts. His response? It looked kind of cheap, and he seemed not too excited about the 44 megapixels and 2K video capability that I was touting. His first step was to shoot a 2K movie clip, which is coming up next. One of the things I noticed from the clip with my son just a second ago was because it was filmed indoors, that the camera was having a really hard time color grading and adjusting to the indoor light. Video we're watching now is actually taken outdoors with quite a bit of sunlight, and as you can see, the color reproduction is quite a bit better. And although it still has a little bit of jagged edges when the camera is moved, it looks much cleaner in 2K. Now that we've done a quick recap on 2K video filming with the Minolta, let's get into the still picture capability of this 44 megapixel camera. You know, just from initial glance, the lens looks very similar to cameras by Vivitar. It doesn't have an extendable lens outside of the glass area. All of the lens zooming is done inside of the housing here. Get a better angle for you there. There we go. And here's an example of a similarly sized point and shoot camera by Nikon, just to illustrate the difference in the zoom styles. So this is a standard point and shoot camera with a 12x optical zoom, and you'll see when you power on the camera, the zoom lens extends. Whereas when you turn the Minolta camera on and off, the lens does not move, it's fixed. And this lack of a true optical zoom in the Minolta 44 megapixel camera is, in my opinion, the biggest flaw. The Nikon and Kodak shown here have 3 times less megapixels, but will result in crisper pictures if you need any zoom whatsoever. However, that being said, if you are doing panorama shots or have a fixed distance that you are shooting, all of the pictures shown here were taken at 44 megapixel resolution with the Minolta. Here are my final thoughts on this camera. For just shy of $90, this has the highest resolution of any point and shoot camera that I have personally tested. It does its best in outdoor shooting situation with loads of natural light. If you do end up using it indoors, make sure you don't use the digital zoom, as it will make it look pixelated and pretty unnatural. In terms of video shooting capability, I was quite impressed with the 2K video mode. The camera seems to handle natural light much better than artificial indoor light, as you could kind of tell from the few clips that I shared. If you're interested in more information about this 44 megapixel camera, make sure you click the video right here to get a full hands-on, more in-depth review of the camera. I go into menu functionality, optimal settings, and share additional photos and video taken with the camera, so you'll know where to start.